Star Trek Reboot movie is a pre-Enterprise origin story. New report reveals script and filming status. After years of uncertainty surrounding the future of Star Trek on the big screen, a new report has finally shed light on the mysterious reboot film in development, and it's not what longtime fans expected. Rather than another Kelvin timeline sequel or a spin-off from the Picard era shows, Paramount's next Star Trek movie is a bold prequel set before the launch of the iconic USS Enterprise, aiming to reboot the franchise by going all the way back to its foundational roots. With a completed script, early production designs underway, and a potential filming window in sight, this origin story is shaping up to be the riskiest and most exciting Trek film in decades. A Star Trek origin story that starts before Starfleet's golden age. According to the report from industry insider sources, the upcoming movie, currently operating under the working title Star Trek Prime Impact, will take place more than a century before Captain Kirk's adventures, even predating Jonathan Archer's Enterprise NX-01. The narrative will reportedly focus on the tumultuous years during Earth's first serious steps toward forming the United Federation of Planets. The film's central story revolves around a post-World War III Earth still recovering from chaos and war. In this early era, humans are only beginning to develop relationships with alien species like the Vulcans, and the seeds of Starfleet are being sown. Zefram Cochrane's warp flight has occurred, but the world is still fractured politically. This makes for a dramatically rich and volatile backdrop, one that mirrors our current global uncertainties more than the utopian future Star Trek usually presents. The project is set to feature a young protagonist, a brilliant but disillusioned human engineer, who becomes entangled in a secret Vulcan mission that will ultimately help define humanity's place in the galaxy. This allows the movie to balance philosophical themes, political intrigue, and the adventure and spectacle that modern moviegoers expect, finally breaking free of the Kelvin timeline. With Star Trek Beyond releasing in 2016 and several failed attempts at reviving the Kelvin timeline with a fourth Chris Pine-led movie, fans had grown increasingly frustrated with Paramount's cinematic confusion. This new prequel concept decisively breaks away from those entanglements and provides a clean slate. Not only does it avoid the complexities of multiverse continuity, but it allows new creative voices to shape the future of the franchise without being beholden to past canon, while still respecting it. Interestingly, this is not the first time a pre-Enterprise film has been proposed. Years ago, Trek legend Bryan Singer pitched a story set in a future where the Federation had collapsed, and others have floated the idea of revisiting Earth's post-apocalyptic recovery period. But Star Trek Prime Impact appears to be the first project to commit to fully dramatizing the era in which humanity moved from isolation to interstellar cooperation. Who's behind the scenes? The script was reportedly completed earlier this year by Seth Grahame-Smith, known for his work on the Lego Batman movie and Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Though an unconventional choice, Grahame-Smith is said to have struck a balance between reverence for Star Trek's high-minded ideals and a fresh cinematic tone that appeals to both newcomers and fans. Attached to direct is 10 Cloverfield Lane and Prey filmmaker Dan Trachtenberg, who's become known for creating tense, character-driven genre stories. Trachtenberg is a self-proclaimed Star Trek fan and is expected to bring a grounded, visually inventive sensibility to the project, something Trek has often lacked on the big screen compared to Star Wars or Marvel. While no casting has been announced, reports indicate that the movie will feature an ensemble cast, including at least 2 main alien characters of Vulcan and an Andorian, and a diverse mix of human colonists, military officers, and idealistic scientists. The tone is said to be more serious than the Abrams trilogy, but not dour, more in line with The Expanse or Arrival than with typical summer blockbusters. When will it film? Though still early in the pre-production process, Star Trek Prime Impact is aiming for a Q1 2026 filming start, with an eye on a 2027 theatrical release, a strategic window that would mark Star Trek's 60th anniversary. Trachtenberg is already working with visual effects teams to begin designing new ships, technology, and settings that evoke the stripped-down look of early warp-capable vessels and